The Milwaukee Bucks just sent the NBA a serious message as they destroy the San Antonio Spurs in a huge game on the backs of Giannis, on the backs of Damian Lillard, and the bench shined as well. We're going to break down this crazy game and discuss what this means going forward for the Milwaukee Bucks. They hope to build on this as well. But before we get into that, quick reminder, hit that subscribe button. If you're part of the 83% who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Bucks content. If you're enjoying the daily Bucks content, smash that subscribe button. Second upload of the day for you all. So if you want to show some support to myself, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, what a game from the Milwaukee Bucks, and I have a lot of things I want to go over today, but first of all, a huge win for the Milwaukee Bucks, and a win that was desperately needed. And coming into this game, the huge storyline, and it still is a pretty big storyline, is Khris Middleton. Khris Middleton coming into this game, I reported in the video earlier today, he obviously was moved to the bench. Now, there's a few different things to go over with this, and we'll discuss, what this means going forward, how he played tonight. Doc Rivers came out before the game and kind of said, hey, this is more so to limit his minutes, to avoid continuing. He's gotten injured a bit. He's been dealing with injuries a ton. And that was kind of the big deal for him. Doc Rivers came out and said, it's not really a benching or anything like that. It's more so just we want to limit his minutes. That being said, once again, with Khris Middleton not starting, the team plays a hell of a lot better. And obviously the story of the night tonight was Brook Lopez early on, hitting a ton of threes. Giannis had a very solid game, and Dame as well was looking good. But when you look at, the players that stepped up tonight, AJ Green, obviously you saw in the thumbnail, a half-court shot almost. Gary Trent Jr. there in the fourth quarter went absolutely nuts. Late third, early fourth, hit 4 threes, was 4 for 4. And we've been hearing about him working out with his dad after the games, working out with Doc Rivers, just continuing to get shots up and continuing to work. Because if the Bucks want to be as good as they want to be, they're going to need Gary Trent Jr. and players like that to play well. Now, going back to Khris Middleton, he didn't look completely terrible tonight or anything like that. He does look a little bit slow. Now, he still does things that, are scary, throws a lot of turnovers. And tonight in particular, the turnovers weren't as bad. He didn't throw one tonight. But I still think that keeping him out of the starting lineup is the way to go. And Andre Jackson Jr. was in the starting lineup. Obviously, Taurean Prince was technically his replacement. Like, Taurean Prince and Ajax didn't really have a great offensive game tonight. It really came from AJ Green in the first half and Gary Trent Jr. in the second half. It was both of those guys that stepped up. And if you're going to be playing without, your third star per se, obviously Khris Middleton at this point in his career isn't a star, but your third guy, if you're playing like that at this point and you're having to bench him because of his lack of defense, his facilitating, whatever you want to point to, right? You're going to need the other guys to step up. Now, we also saw towards the end of the game, Khris Middleton looking like, to me, and I'm curious to see what you guys think, he looks like he has a bit of, towards the locker room at the end of the game, it looked like he was limping a little bit out of the locker room, out of the game. Maybe that's just the new normal now. Maybe that was just me overthinking it. I'm seeing some other people talk about it as well, so let me know about that. But when you have games like AJ Green and Gary Trent Jr. are having, they signed Gary Trent Jr. to do things like this. AJ Green is a bit of a streaky shooter, but he's a great defender. So in a game where you needed offense, this is why Ajax only played 11 minutes. Obviously, Ajax gives you some rebounding, gives you some defense, especially in the starting lineup where you desperately need perimeter defense. And again, in a game against a different team where you need a more, perimeter-focused specific assignment where you're going, hey, Ajax, lock up their team's best guard, their best shooting guard. With the San Antonio Spurs, they don't really have that. Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, obviously Stephon Castle's a rookie. So, Andre Jackson Jr. didn't really have, a specific task tonight to guard, and his minutes are very much, based on the game, how the game is going, who they need to play him against, and specifically lock up. Gary Trent Jr. rolling. AJ Green in that first half, and even, he had 14 points in the first half, finished with 14. Doc got him in late in the game, took out Gary Trent Jr., wanted to show both of them some love. Gary Trent Jr. and AJ Green, they were the star of the show tonight. And yes, Giannis, yes, Dame, yes, Brook Lopez, huge shout out to them. And Brook specifically had a fantastic game. But the big thing here for me is that when you have guys like Gary and AJ step up, Khris Middleton, you need him less. Tonight he went 2 for 7, obviously got some rebounds, did some decent, didn't turn the ball over as much. And I do think that he turns it over less when not in the starting lineup for whatever reason. He's some of the pressure is taken off him to a degree. And even, Dame and Giannis, they played great in the pick and roll. A few weird passes from Dame late. Played great in the pick and roll. It was a great 1-2 punch. They were feeding Gary Trent Jr. a ton in the fourth when they were open. Again, Brook Lopez was looking for him. We saw Brook Lopez hit a nasty hook shot in the fourth. The team is flowing. And when they play this well and they flow this well together, you can stomach games where Khris Middleton and Bobby Portis give you a combined 13 points, where Bobby has a disastrous game offensively, 5 points, 11 rebounds. He could barely hit a shot. And the defense was great. I mean, you held Wemby to 10 shots. Giannis took on the responsibility of guarding Giannis for most of the game. And that is something that obviously Giannis prides himself in. We know that. He played really well defensively, and also some iffy coaching from the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, Greg Popovich is out, but like it's a bit interesting. And the game was sloppy a little bit. A well-coached game from Doc as well. And I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, Giannis outplayed Wemby. It's simple as that. He outplayed Wemby. The team outplayed the Spurs. The Spurs coming into the game were 18 and 18. Bucks 18 and 16. Now the Bucks improved to 19 and 16 and fifth in the East as of the time of recording. So it's like the team looked good. I love the way they played. And if they can continue to do this, now the big question mark, and let me know down below, leave a comment down below what your thoughts are on Khris Middleton. Do you want to see him continue to get limited minutes? Do you want to see him back in the starting lineup? Again, Doc Rivers said it's because they want to limit his injuries going forward and his, tendonitis and all these things that he has. I believe it's tendonitis. Regardless, he looks absolutely great. And Gary Trent Jr., absolute dog. AJ Green, absolute dog. The Bucks didn't even shoot great from the three-point line. They shot really well. 19 for 42, 45% is phenomenal. We've seen them shoot, closer to 50, but they shot really good from the three-point line. But it's not like some crazy 60, absurd number. But either way, they shot great from the three-point line. Brook Lopez, Dame, AJ Green, and Gary Trent Jr. If you shoot this well from the three-point line, you are going to win most of the games. When you have great defense from AJ Green and even Gary Trent Jr., you're going to win most of the games. We saw a great Gary Trent Jr. rip into a three-pointer in the transition. And again, like the broadcast was saying, anytime Gary Trent Jr. is not a fantastic perimeter defender. He's very capable. He's very solid. He is more of a handsy, get some plucks leading into transition threes. And that's big for Gary because it's going to be hard for, Gary gets a ton of looks open based off of course, the gravity that Dame and Giannis produce. But if he can get even more open looks off of his own creation, things are looking good. Then he gets the hot hand and he's been grinding. You love to see that. And ultimately, the Milwaukee Bucks, they curb stomped the Spurs tonight. Got close to some points, a bit lazy at some points, but you cannot complain about the game tonight against a very solid Spurs team. Like this isn't the same Spurs team in the past where they were struggling mightily, like they were a very bad team. They weren't. Giannis took the assignment of Wemby, bodied him. We saw multiple different times. AJ Green shooting from half court. It's 2 wins in a row now, and I think if the Bucks continue to play like this, they're going to look very, very threatening. And again, the trade deadline is approaching. They are looking into moves, whether that be Jimmy Butler or whether that be some more realistic moves. We're going to keep you up to date, but the team looks good. They need to continue to build on this, and hopefully AJ Green and Gary Trent Jr. can continue to build on this, because if they play even 80% of what they did tonight going forward, this team is going to be very scary. But that'll wrap it up. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. A huge win for the Bucks. Hopefully the team can continue to roll in the month of January. Again, let us know down below what your thoughts are. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next video.